Hello, everyone. Alex here with the Immich team. And yesterday we have the stable release, and today we have some Q&A session to answer some of the question that you guys have for the stable release and for the plan and the features going forward. So welcome, and yeah, let's get into it.
You want to talk about the questions first, or should we talk about that retro DVD?
Yeah, I think we'll leave the questions till after we've talked about our stuff. But yeah, I mean, as some of you probably saw, we did the stable release yesterday, and as part of that, we released a bunch of new merch. One of the things being our retro DVD. So you can get Immich on a DVD now if it will stop reflecting off the lights. And it has a bootable version of Immich, the first 2.0 version, on the disc. It's all printed inside and everything. And as part of that, you can also get the product key. So yeah, you can choose if you want to get just the disc or get the server product key or the client key.
Volume.
They're saying it's quiet.
All right, is everything sounds good, everyone? Can you guys hear us okay?
Yeah, sounds good now, I think. Okay, so I mean, yeah. We don't have like too much specifically on the agenda, but do you want us to talk about like some of the stuff we've worked on towards stable, Alex, in the last like little while? Like the journey there?
Yeah, for the last 8 months, we have been, as you guys noticed, we have been working a lot on the mobile app, because originally the mobile app was built not for doing things on the background. So a lot of things are done on the foreground, and it caused the mobile app to be slow and sluggish, especially the initial data sync. And I think it really killed the experience of a photo app when you open the app and you have to wait for so long so that you can scroll smoothly. And it is a bigger task than we have imagined because it needs a lot of work from the server first, from removing the database query engine that we used before, and then implement the sync mechanism. And then after that, we have to basically rebuild the app, rewrite the app from the ground up in order to implement that whole new data structure and data sync. So yeah, from the last 8 months, all the effort from the team has been put into that, and it proved that the team can work together very well when it comes to tackle big tasks. And kudos to the whole Immich team and people that helping us testing the new timeline, reporting bugs, because it's really helped us polish it. And now we have stable Immich with a really good mobile app, and I'm really happy about it.
Yeah, and obviously we're not done fixing the working on improvements for the mobile app and everything. But yeah, if you do experience any problems with the new timeline, please do let us know. Make issues on the GitHub. We will continue to work forward, but we believe that it's in a much better place than the old timeline was now and works a lot better for a lot of people.
Yeah, even with the background upload has been rewritten from the very start. Now that iOS background upload is more reliable, and we all complain that it is running very frequent now to show up the notification. So I think it's a good problem to have. But previously, we have a lot of unknown reason why it couldn't run, but now we know better.
Yeah, maybe I'll just say as well, right? So like with the stable release, one of the most exciting things is we want to like improve compatibility between different versions of the app. So like any 2.x version on the mobile app will work with any 2.x version on the server etc. So like it should be much easier to update without breaking stuff. And there's a lot of people that have contributed PRs to the project as well. And currently, like, if you look at like open PRs over time for the repo, like ever since August, it's just been like spiking up hard because we've been basically like deferring that in exchange to like push mobile over the finish line to get ready for the stable release. But yeah, hopefully now that we've had stable, we can go back and start looking at those PRs that have been open for a while. Yeah, I think right now we're at like 163 open pull requests, which is kind of insane. But yeah, hopefully those will get merged in soon as well.
Yeah, a lot of the reason the PR number's been going up is because we've been putting stuff off from while we were waiting to release stable.
Yep.
So now we can start working through all those again and getting some new stuff merged in.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's get to the question then. I see that you guys have a lot of questions, a lot of feature requests that going on in the chat right there. So first question, Zach, you want to read out this first question?
Yeah, so I can go through the questions. Our first most voted question, I think we had 85 people vote for this one. So sharing facial recognition results with a partner, is that in the roadmap? I don't think it's specifically on the roadmap. I can't remember, but it is something that we do want to tackle. It's quite a complicated thing, and we're actually going to have a video come out on our channel about some of the features that we haven't built yet and why soon. I think we covered that in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just quite a complicated thing to do, and it also has implications on other parts of the app. So yeah, we do want to bring those kind of improved features, and hopefully we'll be able to do that soon.
Yeah, I think the sharing face recognition is a part of a larger sharing rework that we plan. Because right now the access is tied to the user IDs. So each access has an owner tying directly into it. So we want to make it into an agnostic data type, so that it can be bind to different user, and so that it can be shared easier. But of course, when we first started for face recognition, it come with user privacy in mind, and in order to get it correctly done for the recognition part and the clustering part, we have to rethink how we can still keeping the privacy in mind, but still having the accurate cluster of faces that get grouped together and also can be shared. But this is, yes, for sure, this is something that we plan to work on after stable.
Okay. Let me mark that one as done. There are a lot of questions to scroll through. Okay, so that's the same question, also voted up a lot, so we'll skip over that one. Next is OCR support. So I think similarly, we actually have a PR open for this. It just got put on hold during the stable push. I think there's not too much left to be done on that, but we do want to have OCR in as soon as possible, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, our wizard, one and only wizard Mert, he basically get this almost ready, and then he got distracted on the mobile timeline, and then he get in and help us to work on the mobile timeline so that we get really good image rendering pipeline now on the mobile app. So that his time has been spending on the mobile side of things, unfortunately, before OCR get in. But it can get to the finish line pretty quickly from this point.
Yeah. Okay. I also saw someone ask about our business model. I wanted to bring that one up before we move on to the next question, because I think that's one of the more interesting things. So everyone knows that you can buy product keys for Immich. We encourage that if you're able to and you use the software and you enjoy it, that you buy product keys. That's one of the best ways to support the project, and that will stay as a method. Obviously, as I mentioned, we have the retro disc now, so you can buy that with a product key. It's the same price, or you pay extra as the shipping, and that's like a memento of the stable release. We also have the other merch, which we have released. So like these hats, these are like our stealth line. So we have stealth hats now, which are like Immich, but a little bit less
Noticeable.
Yeah. And then we have that embroidered hoodies for that as well as some t-shirts, which I have here. So we have like these t-shirts, which as you can see, they're a little bit less noticeable, but you can still see that it is Immich, and we have the other logo as well. You can see, as you can see here, trying to get the lighting right and it not creasing. There you go. And then we have the retro shirts. So like the retro logo that's on the disc, we also have that here on shirts. And we also have these, if you like to be a bit more showy, we have these, which are like retro all over shirts. So they are, they're a lot more, they're like a pink to purple blend.
Gradient.
Gradient. And we have that in t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, all kinds of stuff. And then, we're also hoping to have pins soon, but they are not available just yet. So hopefully soon. And then, on that as well, like the funding model, we do plan to offer like extended services. So like encrypted cloud backups, which we mentioned in the release, in the stable release. So that would be like you just pay us for storage like you would for another backup provider, but we'll handle everything, and it will be hopefully much simpler for you to use. So for people that don't know or haven't got the experience to set up backups themselves and everything that comes with that, you can use our cloud service, and we charge a fee for the storage of the data, and you get hopefully very reliable backups. We also want to offer buddy backups in the future. So you can use our service, and also you can use backup to your friend's server. So you have multiple copies of your data.
I want to expand a little bit on that. So the service that we want to build is to enhance self-hosting, right? So you still self-host your data at home, but we find that as a technical user, we find that setting up backup, having it work as reliably and as easy is not a simple task. And sometimes we set it up, but we don't, we are not sure that if we do a restore, everything would work. So what we want to do here is to providing a service to help you still hosting your data, but having an encrypted version of your data that we are helping to host, and it's built directly into Immich so that you can do backup and restore easily. So that the service that we're hoping to roll out maybe next year.
Cool. So we'll move on to the next question. So this one's asking about editing. So we can crop images, but when will we have rotation on mobile? Maybe Jason, you can take this, as you were working on the rotation stuff a while ago.
Yeah, sure. So I think editing and rotating in general are areas that we plan to work on pretty soon after stable. There's already like some work in progress stuff with that regard. I even have like a PR for rotation with there's like a few blockers for that I have to resolve, but then that should be able to come out pretty soon. Maybe it's worth mentioning, like, I don't think we've like spent too much time updating our roadmap. I think everything on the roadmap for us has basically been like, what do we need to get done before stable? But yeah, a lot of these feature requests are things that come up quite often. So maybe it would be worthwhile to spend some time and add these common ones to the roadmap, because they're definitely planned. They're definitely coming up pretty soon. And I think it would help communicate to everyone the timeline for those. But yeah, like rotating on mobile and cropping on web are both things that we're looking at adding pretty soon.
Cool. Answered. All right. So this, I think we've spoken about this one before, not on this stream, but yeah, plans for external libraries between different users. We definitely have plans for this. I think similarly to some of the other sharing, like the sharing facial recognition stuff, is actually also kind of interesting modeling this stuff in the database. So we do have a plan to make external libraries shareable between users and more flexible in general. We actually want them to be very similar to like the internal library eventually, and you just import photos. Yeah, we do want that to come as well. Any plans of a bug fix rally before implementing new features from the roadmap?
I can talk about this one.
Sure.
Yeah, like at Immich, we normally go through like different cycles. So we like work on bugs and fix a bunch of bugs, and then we get tired of working on bugs. So then we go work on more interesting things. So it's kind of like a natural cadence of like bug fixes and then features. And like before the stable release, I triaged a lot of bugs and closed a lot of duplicates and resolved issues and found like quite a few issues that hadn't been fixed in a while, and was able to fix them. So I think there's not any specific time planned where we're going to do a big bug fix rally, but we are planning to continue to invest time fixing bugs as we, develop new features.
I think before the stable release, as you guys see with the release note, we put in mostly our bug fixing. So we did have a bug rally fix in some form before the stable release. But of course, like for such a big app in Immich that has, different revenue, like the web, the server, and the mobile app, there'll be always like be bugs in there, and we'll keep squashing them. And then we add new features and new bugs arrive, and we keep squashing them. So yeah.
I just saw a new question come in, Alex, before we move on to the next one. It said, is your wife happy with the stable release?
I haven't asked her yet. I'll do that later. But she has been happy with the background backup now that has been running very reliable, and we get our kid's picture on the instant pretty quickly after she takes those photos. So.
Okay. And then I think you guys voted this one up above the question we were answering while we were answering it. So, plans for federation. Yeah, I think I've, on every live stream we've done, spoke about the fact that we want to build that. I'm not sure when that's going to be built. The main person that's interested in building it is me, and I'm going to be working on the encrypted backup stuff for a while. So we'll have to see when I get time to work on that. Hopefully, yeah, in a few months maybe.
Is the sync mechanism useful for the federation? Because
yeah, potentially. We could definitely use some of that for the federation stuff.
Mm-hmm.
For getting the updates to the other instances. Could Immich replicate collections and moments feature of Apple Photos? It groups and zoomed in and out of timeline, also group places together.
I think this is similar. Well, this is an expanded or an enhancement for the current memory features that we have, right? So to make the memory more, I would say, so now we have like X years ago, on this day, but here is make the memory smarter so that it can group things with topics and location, and also have different type of view in that memory features, so that you can have different way of discover and go over that memory. I think this is I think my most one of the wanted features that I want to build, because I want Immich not just a place where you curated the photos and then you can browse it, but I want Immich to be a place that you can relieve those memory, with feelings when you go down the memory lane. So yeah, I say this is something that I'd be interested in building.
Sweet. Now that Immich is stable, will you be able to finally implement the functionality of deleting old photos and videos from the phone that are already backed up? Yes. Yeah, we've always said that we wanted to build this after stable. I think we're probably very close to being in the position to do that now. Do you agree, Alex?
I'm sorry.
Do you agree with building this feature now?
Yes.
Yeah, so I think that will come pretty soon. We have an external contributor working on syncing deletes from the web to the mobile device on the new timeline as well right now to bring that functionality back.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, yeah, we can do the device deletion stuff as well.
Yep.
I certainly want it now.
To clean up your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too many times had to go through and delete all my huge videos manually.
All right. Well, I see that I was answering the question incorrectly about the features of zooming in and out. So let's have that discussed on GitHub discussion, because it seems like it's entirely different from what I imagined.
Well, that's very small over there. All right. We need faces, birthdays to be shared for all users in the same server if user uploaded a phone. Is this the same as the... Yeah, we answered this one already, right? I mean, the birthdays separately. Yeah, we're not sure how it'll look with like the birthday data yet, because that's maybe a bit more sensitive data.
Mm.
But yeah, we'll be discussing that when we do come around to building the facial recognition, facial sharing stuff.
Yeah, I mean, this touches on like just some of the current limitations with sharing with Immich right now. So like we have basically, you can share pictures via albums, and you can do partner sharing, and like those basically have their limitations. It's like we don't share tags, we don't share facial recognition data, we don't share there's no way to like automatically share lots of albums with people. So we definitely are taking those types of things into account, and we're going to investigate like how we can redesign kind of how data ownership and sharing works in the server, so we can enable and kind of like unlock a lot of these types of things. With the current design, it's kind of hard to do any of these any of these features, but yeah, we kind of want to take a holistic approach and see if we can fix a bunch of them.
Been using Immich for some months, over 100,000 photos. Our existing folder structure loads an external library, presumably. Still can't be searched by folder name. When can we expect this to work? I'm not sure we've thought about this, really. Like searching based on file path for external libraries?
I think we can search for file path now within the search by name.
I think you can search the original file name, but I don't think you can search the original path.
Yeah, you can search for the file name, but not the path.
Okay.
So maybe we could extend that.
Yeah.
We certainly have that information. One for us to think about.
I think a lot of things that we get requests, like features like this, I imagine it would fall into a more advanced and like power users. And for Immich, we always want to build it so that it is very easy to navigate and the interface doesn't get as cluttered. And so we have to balance between, adding a more fine-grained searching or just a more fine-grained management features while balancing the interface so that it doesn't ballooning into a very like a very like cluttered interface and then ruin the experience. So there's of course there will be UI solution for all these things, right? But it will take time in order to get it to look nice and also have the functionality that you guys want. So, but I do have some in mind to improve the search on the web interface. So hopefully I can spend some time on that end now that we have reached stable release.
Oh yeah. I just checked. You can search, like the API supports searching by original path, but I don't think there's like a text box in the web that lets you pick that yet. But yeah, we've talked about this, like what Alex said. If you look at the search box in the web, it's a bit overwhelming because there's like so many options and filters and like things that you can do. So I think we kind of internally decided, like before we add a bunch more stuff to that screen, I think we want to kind of redesign it to make it a little bit less overwhelming. But yeah, that's like one of the things people have already asked for, is searching original path. So that should probably come soon as well.
Okay, do you plan on implementing chunked uploads?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think we get asked this a lot.
There's like a group of users on the internet that like scream about this feature in particular.
Yeah, because they use Cloudflare to front their
Yeah.
instance, and then you can only upload 100 megabyte files. Yeah, we want to do this. The new background uploading that we implemented for iOS does support this, but we need to add support on the server essentially. We will do that. We're waiting for the spec to become it's currently in draft status, so we're waiting for the spec to be finalized, and then we will look at doing this. One of our team members already looked at it to see how feasible it is in the current stage. So we need to have a look at that now we've released stable. But yeah, we will implement chunked uploads at some point, probably soon, once the spec is stable, probably. OCR we already had. Free up space button. Will any of you finally get to actually sleep well now?
How about, I think Alex can answer this one.
Yes, thank you for looking out for us. It's been, I would say, pretty stressful weeks, not weeks, to get to this point, because we know that the new timeline, we're having some problem, and then we trying to fix those, and those are not easy problem to fix. But I think we finally arrived at a very good point that we are happy at. So we can have some better sleep and then get back into it.
Yeah, I think Alex has you have 2 weeks of mandated vacation coming up. We're gonna have to remove your GitHub access so you can go on vacation.
Yeah, we're only going to allow you to react to messages on Discord, not send them.
Thank you all.
This one's written in a pretty interesting way, but yeah, I mean,
do you think it's a good idea to fix all the annoying and long-standing bugs? I think we should just leave those there.
Yeah, I think we'll leave those there.
Yeah.
If you could let us know which ones are annoying and long-standing so we can not fix them.
Yeah, we can make sure to leave those there.
Yeah. But in all seriousness, we have been focusing on bug fixes. And we think we fixed a lot of the bugs that are there that were crucial for stable. Now, stable doesn't mean there are no bugs in the app. Stable means that we aren't going to be doing any breaking changes and those kind of things. We will be focusing on releasing new features as well as doing bug fixes like we spoke about earlier as we go through those waves of doing those things. But yeah, our main focus was stability, because that's what a lot of people have been asking for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think stable has different meaning for different people, right? Like some user, like when they heard stable, it means that the app will no longer receive, like features. It's gonna be in maintenance mode now, and then for others, it means that there'll be no more bugs, and for others, it means that now I can use Watchtower to auto update my instance. And well, for us, stable is we get to the point of stability and compatibility between the server and the mobile app, that breaking chain is less likely to happen, and if it happen, it will happen between a major version, so that user can gauge for update.
I also just saw a question someone asked just quickly, where we ship the DVD from around duty input fees and duty. It ships from the US if you're in the US, and if not, it ships from Europe. So it ships from Italy specifically. So you shouldn't pay fees inside the EU or in the US. Outside of that, it's unknown, but the value on the disk won't be the full value if you buy a product key. It will only be the $15 of the disk value. Moving on to the next one. Image for family. Any plans to support a single shared family library with multiple user accounts where everyone can upload and view all photos? I mean, we kind of do support that now. You could have multiple accounts with partner sharing for all of them, and you can see all of the photos from all the accounts. I think we do have the issues around face recognition, like we spoke about earlier in the stream.
Yeah, like in my mind, this is just a extension of the sharing issues people have brought up, right? Like a family use case, you have a lot of albums, you want everyone to see those, and there's no easy way to manage that. So we're aware of that use case as well, and want to take that into the new sharing, implementation that we hopefully roll out soon.
Any data for a feature that guesses the location of photos missing GPS data, suggests the location? I don't think I've seen some stuff that around this that's AI based. I don't know if we'll do that. We have thought about landmark recognition before, but it's kind of complex. The other thing we've considered is you can if a photo in the middle of a bunch of photos has no data, you can kind of assume that it's from that location. So you could do stuff around that. I don't think it's on our plan anytime soon, but I could see us building some stuff like that. I think someone recently added a location utility into the app that helps fixing missing GPS metadata.
Yeah, I think that one is very useful for the SLR and professional cameras. And is sometimes those photos, when you don't pair with your phone and you don't have the GPS data. So this is very good. So thank you for the contributor who submitted that PR.
Are you going to introduce photo owner designation in shared albums? That would be awesome. Is this
I think the indication if that photo is
who
yours.
uploaded it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Google Photos has in the bottom of the thumbnail in white text, it'll say the name of the person who uploaded it. So as you scroll through the album, you can see who uploaded which pictures and stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Also they have which actually someone here was talking to me about the other day. Is in the activity feed. We have our activity feed. In the activity feed for them, they show all the new photos that have been uploaded, so it's actually a stream of things that happen. So maybe we could add something like that, because I think a lot of people want to see the new photos that have been added, and right now you can only see the whole view of all the photos.
Yeah, I think I've thought about some of this as well. Immich has a lot of features, and with some of the stuff we've released kind of an initial version of the feature, and we've had a little bit of iterations, but a decent amount of these things, there's the next level of that feature. So the activity feed could have a stream of pictures. We have basic kind of email notifications in Immich, but we can do kind of a next level where we send push notifications for memories and stuff like that. And then we also the memory feature itself only does like on this day memories, but there's like a next level of it where it does like trips or collections of pictures of people and like different types of memories. So there's like a decent amount of features that have like the next level. And so I feel like Albums has some of that same stuff as well for sharing and indications and notifications and, you know, some of that type of stuff.
Yeah. Can we expect the Immich to take some of the best community add-ons to integrate into the core of Immich moving forwards?
Lovely question. Thank you. I think we love to have blocking system.
Yeah, there's probably like two parts to this because some stuff, if it's like a core thing that like a lot of people are going to use, it makes sense to have like first party support for it within Immich itself. But sometimes the reason they exist in a third party tool and not in Immich is inherently because it's not like a core feature. It's like a nice to have thing that like a smaller group of users use. So I think we want to enable like both cases, right? Like I think OCR, that's like something everybody wants and everyone would like to see in Immich. So like we're planning on introducing that in the core product. But I think we also want to introduce into the core product a way where you can like customize and add new functionality via like a plugin system or like with workflows and like stuff like that. So we're working on both of those at the same time, like adding core features, but also building out a system that will enable users to kind of add their own core features through kind of like a building block system.
All right. Cross-server album sharing plans. I think we spoke about this a little bit. This is basically federation. So yeah, we'll move on from this one. Can you touch on if end-to-end encryption will be considered as architecture changes moving forward? A common question is, if Ente can do it, why can't Immich? Yeah, I mean, Immich essentially is not built around the idea of end-to-end encryption. I think we do say if that is something that you absolutely want and need, then Ente is a great solution for you. We are not going to be able to add that to Immich just due to mostly all of the machine learning stuff that we do, but it is just a completely fundamental change to the way that Immich works. Like Ente has quite a few of the features that we have, but they don't have all of them. And some of them work better or worse than ours due to the models not being as good on mobile or not existing at all. And it's a lot of work. Like there's downside to that model as well. Like if a new feature's added, for example, a new machine learning feature, you then have to download all of the files to the device to run the machine learning against them, to then have that data on the server.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, with like software development, everything's about like trade-offs. There's no technical reason why we can't do end-to-end encryption. There's just trade-offs, and like some of the biggest trade-offs are you can't do all the processing on your server because it's encrypted. So you do that on the mobile device or whatever, right? So like, and there's like more trade-offs that you'd have to take into account when you're building that type of system. And like for us, we've decided like those downsides are not worth the upside of encryption. And like a lot of users also just don't care. So there's no plans to like shift to a model that uses end-to-end encryption. But I think we do want to offer like end-to-end encrypted backups. So like that gives you some of the compromise, right? Because you can run it yourself, but then you can send data to a friend or to a backup server that is encrypted. So there's like elements of privacy that people want with end-to-end encrypted, and like we will have solutions for parts of that, but there is no intention to migrate Immich to be a fully end-to-end encrypted architecture.
Yes, things also come from, like Immich is a self-hosting first platform. So we think about self-hosting, like data that you store at home, and also the experience of. And for me, like building Immich is also building the experience. that you have really good experience of leaving the memory and also to browse those photos. And I think when we move a lot of the heavy lifting to the mobile app, it somewhat make it really hard to have the experience that I want and the experience that the team want. So yeah, as Jason said, it's the trade-off that we have made, and you have option right now if you absolutely need end-to-end encryption for your photos.
Will the buddy backup feature be free? So, yes and no. When we build the buddy backup feature, and we haven't ironed out all the details of this yet, but we will essentially say that if you're using our storage, then you can use the buddy backup feature for free. And it will be a similar model to Immich, where we're not going to lock it behind a paywall. You will be able to use it completely for free, but we will encourage you to pay for the software, because developing it is not free. If you're using it and it's helping you and you can afford to, then we would encourage you to pay for the software to help support the people building it. How much that will be, we haven't decided yet. As I said, probably if you are paying for the cloud backup as well and using buddy backup, then you'll be able to you wouldn't need to pay for the key. You get one included essentially. But someone said, what is buddy backup? We touched on it earlier. Basically, as well as cloud backups, you would be able to back up to your friend's server as well. So you can have an encrypted copy of your files on their server.
Yeah, off-site, not in your house. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll just say, like, I think it's worth mentioning that, like, Futo, the company, has like these core values, and services and decisions we make align with those. And some of the things that are important to Futo are also important to us. And those are like, you have control over your data, and you have control over the hardware and the computer you run. And we don't really want to offer cloud services that can't also be run yourself on your own hardware. And so, like, the idea is, if we have a cloud service, we also want to have like a self-hosted version to run something compatible yourself. So if Immich can automatically back up to a cloud service that we host, we also want to make it just as easy to automatically back up to a self-hosted server that you run. So, like, those are kind of foundational pillars of Futo, like making sure that we're not like
locking you in.
Yeah, we're not doing like arbitrary protocol stuff that makes it hard for you to, as a user, to have control and be able to do what you want with your own hardware. And yeah, like open standards and protocols and all that stuff is what we want to promote. So, like, those are the things that you can expect from the software that Futo builds and from the features that we add to Immich and other projects in the future.
All right. Does the stable release mean there will be no more changes in the compose file? It doesn't mean there will never be any more changes.
And if there are changes, there will be a major version changes.
Yeah. But also, I don't think there's anything that we really want to change like immediately. Maybe at some point in the future we want to simplify it, but also those things wouldn't be mandatory changes. Just you could choose to follow those. So we have no plans for any more changes going forwards right now. We've done most of the things that we wanted to do. But yeah, if there are, it will be a major version release. And on that, we are going to probably within the next week make a change to the Docker tags, so that the next version that comes out hopefully will have a v2 tag. So you can, instead of pinning to release and then updating, you can just pin to v2, and then you should be able to auto update without any worries, because it will just update to all the version 2 v2 versions.
Because right now, if we are using release, then if we push, like, let's say v3, then it auto update to v3, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then you might have breaking changes. So yeah, we'll add that tag. You can switch to that tag. Then you'll be able to auto update within v2 and not have any worries about breaking changes. Okay, so is it possible to create memories with music? Not right now.
Not right now, but yes, one of the features that we want.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that makes like the other apps like really good, right? You get these videos that it comes up with, and you see those old memories.
Mm-hmm.
So we do want to add that kind of stuff. I think Alex is really on board with adding those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible to introduce the admin panel in the mobile app?
Yes,
I guess it's possible.
Yes,
yeah.
it's possible.
It's possible.
When
Is it
we will do
planned?
it, we don't know.
I think there are from the development team. I think there is some interest with adding some of that stuff to the mobile app, especially once like the APIs for those things are more stable and less likely to change. Like the interest, I think, goes up. I think people do want and have to do administration tasks pretty regularly, and having it in the app would be convenient. So I imagine it will be added in the future. I don't think it's a particularly high priority though. But
Yeah, as with everything, having features in both places increases the amount of work to make any changes to those features. So maybe we do it as like, you could even do it as a web view. If you make the mobile view really work well on mobile.
yeah, so we've had this exact discussion before.
Yeah.
I will say there is current feature parity that we like. There's not feature parity between the web and the mobile app. Like we know some things only exist in mobile and some things only exist on the web. Usually there's a lot more stuff on the web than on mobile, and like we have a goal to like make that like much more equal, like to have a lot more feature parity between those two applications. So that is like a priority we're working towards as well.
Yeah. Will there be automated backups of image via stuff like board backup restic directly from the settings? And will loading old backups when creating a new installation become easier? So this is one of the like key things we want to build as part of the cloud backup solution, the encrypted cloud backups, is making stuff like this work really nicely from within Immich itself. And yeah, loading old backups when creating a new installation is part of that. So yes, what software specifically it is right now is like not decided, but we are leaning towards restic potentially. We do want to build this. We will be building this.
Yeah, and like that project's just getting started. So probably like sometime next year we'll have like something to show with regards to that.
Will the dev teams continue to look at feature suggestions on social media such as Reddit?
Let's say yes, but I think to not for them to get lost and for us to easy to track them and to get traction, be best to put it on GitHub feature requests, because we can search pretty easily and we have more eyes on there. And when we look for something to do, that would be the first place where we start.
Do we think the locked folder will get encryption, or is that out of scope for the feature? I think similarly to the discussion we had about end-to-end encryption, I think it is out of scope for that feature. We don't have any plans to have end-to-end encryption in any part of the app. Will Immich get the real background upload in iOS to backup without having to babysit the app without shooting notifications? Google Photos and Synology approved background. Yeah, we have improved the background backup on iOS. If you're still experiencing issues where it isn't backing up in the background, then come chat to us. And
is that 5-10 minute long running task? Is that just Android? Where you
That's Android. Yeah.
iOS like uses the native background uploading now, so it queues everything and then background iOS deals with it.
All right. We have 5 more minutes to get through some more question.
Yeah, I think we'll do a few more questions here, and then we'll wrap up. So since most of the submitted questions, can we outline our plans around the roadmap after the 2.0 release?
I think we can rephrase this question a little bit. What are your most exciting thing you plan to work on after stable? You want to go first, Zach?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, cloud backups is the main thing for me. That's what I'm going to be working and spending most of my time on. I think it will really help out a lot of people that don't have that experience to set those things up. So that's our main thing, and it will hopefully make it a lot easier for people who do want to use their own backends for that stuff as well. Like if they want to use their own S3 for the backup location. And then I do still want to build Federation, as I spoke about earlier, but it's not a small thing. It requires a lot of other moving pieces. So yeah, when I get time, that would be like my main focus, and improving the reverse geocoding one day.
Make it more accurate.
More accurate, yeah. So when you're in a city, it doesn't choose like some random little town next door because you're closer to it.
Well, for me, I think the most exciting thing I'm looking forward to start working on is to get back into the web. I've been living the web for a while, so there are some UI component that I would like to polish up, like the shirt filter, to make it easier to group things and to recognize and to add more filtering option in there without cluttering the interface. And features-wise, I would like to work with Jason on the workflow. I think that would open up a lot of use case that you guys are looking at, different rules and different condition that can help you organize the library better. What about you, Jason?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things that come to mind. Over the last like month or so, I've been like going through all of the issues and like triaging them and fixing them, like open ones that are reproducible. And I've gotten through like half of them. So I would like to finish and like go through the rest of them. And yeah, like there was some issues that have been open for like a year that were like kind of bad issues, and like I read it, reproduced it, and was like, oh, this is kind of like a big problem. We should do something about this. So I'm kind of interested to see like what other issues are there that we just haven't seen in a while. But so I want to go through the rest of the issues, and then there's a bunch of kind of like iterations over features. There's like the sharing stuff, there's the asset like ownership stuff, there's like album groups or just groups in general, and I also want to look a little bit more into like in-app notifications and like mobile app notifications. I think it'd be cool to get like notifications for memories and notifications on the mobile app, like when an album is shared with you and stuff like that. So I think like those are some of the big things that come to my mind.
All right. I guess we are gonna be wrapping up then.
Yep, I think so. So yeah, thank you everyone for all your support. As we said, we have the disc, we have new merch. Go to immich.store, buy product keys with the disc, without the disc, whatever you like. But yeah, all your support is really appreciated, both the community and other contributors.
Yeah, it's a great milestone, and thank you everyone for being part of the development journey and joining, just discussing and putting things on GitHub or chatting with us on Discord. I think we built a very cool community, a very warm, welcoming, and I'm looking forward, for the next few years where we take Immich too. I think it will be great.
Thanks. Have a good one.
Yep. Have
Cheers.
a good one. Cheers.